Okay, I know it's been a long time since I last posted a video, but today we're going to talk about my first time traveling alone. So it was winter break, and my mom was like, how about you spend the winter break in New York? And I was like, cool. Since I was 15, I could fly alone. So we searched for flights, and I finally found a good one. My mom wanted to put me in the unaccompanied minor program, but I'm 15 and I don't need none of that. So flight day comes and I get packed up and drive to the airport just to have to come back because we arrived 1 hour early instead of 2 hours early. So little insomniac me pulled an all-nighter and we left early in the morning when it was still dark out. So we get inside, and since we didn't arrive 2 hours early, my mom couldn't get a gate pass and I had to go completely alone. So they made me take off everything, including my shoes, for the security check, and then I was free in the airport. And also, I had to ride an escalator, but I'm not very good with heights. But I think I handled it pretty well for having to ride alone. But anyways, I had to take the plane train, and then I went up to the gift shop and I broke this fidget thing. But thank God that the guy there was pretty chill about it. He just cleaned it up, and I left with a New York keychain. And then I went over to the gate and I waited and boarded. So when I got into the flight attendant was kind of like, oh, so it's your first time riding alone? And I was like, yeah. And she decided to joke and say, do you want to sit next to the pilot? And I was like, sure, because I wasn't sure what else to say. I kind of pushed my way into the control room and I talked to the pilot a bit, but I didn't really know they were joking, and I thought there was genuinely a program where you sit next to the pilot because like your first flight and all. And I was confused as hell. I was like straight about to sit next to the pilot when the lady was like, oh, but passengers sit back there. And when I tell you, I was relieved. But I could imagine when I went back to put away my stuff and sit down, they were like, that girl, she dumb as hell. But they probably just went on with business as usual and didn't think anything of it, even though I was extremely embarrassed and probably stuck out like a sore thumb. I mostly just spent the ride playing games, and since this was during the pandemic, I was also wearing a mask. And I was kind of sick. I was coughing, sneezing, my nose was stuffy. I probably looked like I had COVID. Girl, put your mask on. Not to mention that the pressure on my ears was immense and they kept popping and hurting. And at some points, I actually thought that they were bleeding. I got a snack of cranberry juice and Biscoff, but I didn't eat them for like a week later. As we were approaching New York, it was getting kind of snowy. And there was this man and woman sitting next to me, but they didn't really say anything. And neither did I. Me and this woman exchanged a few words about ear pain on my way out. And I got my baggage and went out in short sleeves, but for some reason I didn't feel the cold. And my uncle and grandpa came and picked me up. I didn't really do anything interesting the next 2 days, but as I was leaving, my grandma bought me some insomnia cookies. My cousin was crying when I left, but I watched Venom Let There Be Carnage as I was waiting in the plane, but I didn't get to finish it. Then I went, took the plane train, had a little bit of trouble finding my baggage, and then I went home. But anyways, since I don't really have much to do this summer, I'm just going to go ahead and crank out a bunch of stories, so feel free to give me suggestions in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because this takes a pretty long time to do. Bye.